Hi, I'm Maddie from Wonderland, and today I'm going to talk about fast draining soil. Now, what is it? Well, fast draining soil, as the name suggests, it's soil that drains fast. When we're planting cactus and succulents, we need to simulate the conditions of the desert, and in the desert, the soil drains and dries up really fast. So, in a container or in your pots, we need to simulate the same conditions that within 2 to 3 days your soil will be completely dry. Water needs to seep through and dry out as fast as it can. Because why? You're telling your plants when you water them really deep and when it receives water, you're telling the plant that drought is coming. So they need to soak up all that water in their leaves and in their bodies where they hold it in. This little guy is over here, and they need to do it fast. They need to keep it in because they're not gonna receive water for a long time. If you keep watering them, or if you let the water stay for a long time, you're gonna mess up with their biochemistry. Am I saying that right? Well, you're gonna mess them up, and it's gonna lead to a lot of mishaps in them, like root rot or rot as a whole on the plant, and we don't want that. We don't want the poor little guys to suffer. So what kind of soil do I use? This is the kind of soil that I use. I have two. This is a mixture of 2 parts river sand, 1 part garden soil, and I use rice hulls. 2 parts of that as well, equal amount of the river sand. Now this mixture right here is a different mixture altogether. This is carbonized rice hulls, pumice, river sand, and vermicast. I sometimes add in some eggshells, crushed eggshells. Why do I add crushed eggshells? Well, it beats adding calcium chalk because this is free. I get this from the local bakery and I crush it up myself, and it's done really well for my plants because I read somewhere that calcium is really good for cacti and succulents. I also use terracotta chips. I pound these up myself, and this is readily available in my area because, like pumice, it's very porous and water will just seep right through. Pumice is the crowd favorite. It works really well, but it's not readily available in my area. I have to have it shipped from Davao or Luzon, the Luzon area. And it's really expensive in comparison to the terracotta chips because the shipping fee adds up. Why do I like to use carbonized rice hulls? Because carbonized rice hulls are neutralizers. I think you can use any type of ash because it neutralizes the soil. Cacti and succulents like soil with a pH of around 5 to 7, not too alkaline, not too acidic, just right. Because in the desert, there are not a lot of organic material in their soil. But why do I add vermicast? Having said that there are not a lot of organic material in the desert soil, why do I like to put in compost in the form of vermicast? I would just want to enrich the soil. And it's worked very well for me. Some collectors, they use cocoa peat. Some collectors use cow dung. I've heard some use horse dung, chicken dung, pig dung. I don't see anything wrong with that. There is the fear of fungi to develop in the soil if it's not completely decomposed before you put it in. So make sure that you have it dry it out in the sun for a while before really using it in your mixing it in your soil, and try adding something like a neutralizer of sorts, like the carbonized rice hulls or any form of ash. How do we tell that we have the fast draining kind? Well, how I like to tell if I've mixed it in the texture that I want to get, I wet the soil and clump it up in my hand, and if it stays into a ball, then I have to amend it more. It should break apart even when wet. It shouldn't be clumped up together, because the tendency will be, if it clumps up into a ball while it's wet, it might harden inside the pot, because most of us in the Philippines like to keep them in pots and keep them safe away from the exposure from the elements. But yeah, I've put my fast draining soil into a test. I put it into a test. I have this experimental dish garden that I've left in the open, and it's been there for a month. It's experienced really heavy rainfall. We've been experiencing rainfall we've experienced rainfall a few weeks ago that was really like scary. I couldn't sleep the first night. I was so worried about my exposed plants. But when I checked the soil in the morning, water didn't hold. It just went through. I was really happy about that, and now they've gotten really fat. Their colors are amazing from the exposure. And most of you are probably wondering, how did I check the soil and how did I know that it was okay? Well, I use a barbecue stick. It's my trusty barbecue stick. I really prefer using the barbecue stick over the moisture meters I have here. They're reliable. They work well. I got these from Lazada, but I still prefer the barbecue stick. I don't know. I don't know why I prefer it. Well, how to tell with the barbecue stick? Well, you stick it in your pot and then wait for a minute or two. You pull it out, but when you pull it out, I recommend you hold it. Put your fingers in the place where you plunged it, so you'll know how deep you plunged it in. Then you will see moisture seeping through your barbecue stick if it's really wet, and the soil will cling to it if it's wet. If it's not wet or it's just moist, you won't see a lot of stuff clinging on there. And if it's completely dry, like my medium right here, you'll see nothing sticking on there. So that's how I do it. Do you have a different way of doing things? Let me know in the comment section. I'd really like to know. I'm a home gardener and I'm a complete newbie at this, and I'd like to learn more. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.